democracy, humanity go hand in hand. Sometimes people forget that because we always talk about democracy, which is very important, because we are on the verge of losing it in the United States of America. The fact that Donald Trump is the Republican nominee for their party, which is not even Republicans anymore, it's the MAGA party. And the ones that are complicit, they're just as bad as the far right, so there's no far right to me. There is a far left, but there's no far right. They're all under one umbrella, because if you're complicit, you're guilty. This man is, like I said, a convicted felon, adjudicated for rape. He was found that he committed fraud with his businesses. He's been indicted for crimes against the country with J6 and in election integrity in Georgia. Any other time in history, this man would not be the candidate for the party. But we're not like any other time in history. For the people that say, I don't want to vote, I'm going to sit this one out, there's lesser of two evils. No, there's not. No, there's not. Because even if you don't like everything that Joe Biden has done to move this country forward, infrastructure, the CHIPS Act, civil rights, human rights, taxes, everything that he's done, you're against it. That's your right. But he's the only person, if you want to be honest, and that's the only time that I will say this to you, because you should already know it, is right now, in this time in American history. Because the truth is this, you can spin it any way you want. Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy and, just as important, humanity. This man has no soul. He's a black heart. And if you support him, you have no soul and you're a black heart. And you're a treasonous traitor. And you're a racist. And you're a misogynistic pig. And you want the LGBTQ to be exterminated. Oh, you don't like that. You don't like when I say those things about you because you don't feel you're racist. And you don't feel you're misogynistic. And you don't feel it this, that, and the other. Oh, no. You own everything this man is. You don't get to pick and choose. I'm with Joe Biden. So everything that he does, obviously, I am with. Even things that I don't agree with politically, that's okay. And that's okay if you found a candidate that you disagreed politically with. But you didn't find a candidate. You found a Russian asset. Where in any part of your brain for the MAGA, if you have a brain, which you act like you don't, does a man who dyes his hair blonde, who's 78 years old, who puts on bronzer that is orange, that's not hyperbole, that's the truth, who says he weighs 215 pounds, and you know doggone well he doesn't. But if you ask him to get on a scale, he'll tell you, I'm not going to do that. I got a simple challenge for Donald Trump. Very simple. I want to put up a map of the United States on the wall. Big map. No states labeled. And I want him to fill in all 50 states. But you know he won't do it. It'll be, I'm not going to do that. That's childish. Want anybody else to be like, you want President Biden to take a cognitive test. What about Trump? Right now. Sure, President Biden screws up names. So do I sometimes. And I'm 56 and he's 81. Donald Trump does it repeatedly. And Mercedes. He was married to Kimberly Guilfoyle, or however you say her name. They're not married. She's more married to Gavin Newsom than she is Donald, and they've been divorced for years. He talks about Hannibal Lecter's a great guy. A character, a fictitious character that ate people? That's cannibalism. A great guy? He's infatuated with sharks. Shark don't want to eat him. Shit, even a great white shark couldn't swallow his big ass. Come on, he spit him back out. But this is where you're at. This is where you want to be at. Okay. But you know nothing about Project 2025. How it's going to hurt veterans. How it's going to hurt African Americans. How it's going to hurt the LGBTQ community. How it's going to hurt the Hispanic community. How it's going to push religion on you. Christian nationalism? Really? That's what you want? See, this is why I don't go to church. Because I can't sit next to people that when they leave the church, they act completely opposite of how they act in the church. You call yourself Americans. If you're truly Americans, then you will do the right thing for America's sake, not for your sake. This is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. November 5th, 2024, and you will vote for President Joe Biden. And then if you're a true Republican and a conservative, which I have no problem with, you'll find a real candidate in 2028 to run against whoever the Democrats run at that time. But if you can't do that for America, and you're going to try to sell me that Donald Trump is for America, then you know what? You're no good. You're rotten to your core. And I got nothing for you. Biden-Harris 2024.